One last thing that I always, not always, but I kind of forget sometimes. Hello. Hey, Draco. What's up? Um, there we go. All right, cool. All right. In the printing swing? Hell yeah, dude. That's cool. I've been meaning to fix my own printer. I have my 3D printer that's not too far behind me. That the hose has had like material that was just stuck in it for the longest time because the material itself had like a weird crick in it, right? Um and a little bit of like a knob of like just, you know, uh plastic that was on it. And it ran out of the entirety of the spool that I had it feeding from, or feeding the printer from, yeah. And I just never took it out of there. I really should. I looked up a video and everything. I was all set. And then I just never did. I really should. I haven't printed anything in a very long time. I keep thinking about things that I want to print and stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I should do that. Yeah, I could do that. And then I never do. I never do. It's unfortunate. And part of me wants to get a resin printer as well, because what you were saying about detail and resin printers and stuff, right? Instead of the plastic. But I like the plastic too. I don't know. I like seeing the spools um kind of be used. But it is annoying when it doesn't actually like print correctly because of that. Super annoying. But I don't know. You know? It saved me money on getting stuff. Because I do have all this old I have a bunch of plastic that I bought for the other printer that I used to have, right? Um and I just haven't used it. Should be an easy fix. I made the mistake of saying if Peter Turbo comes back, I would build Iron Warriors. Peter might be back. Oh, there you go. Fair enough. Yeah, it should be an easy fix, but it's one of those things where my brain is like, yeah, do that. And then I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. And then like 10 minutes later, I've forgotten that I wanted to do that. Or I'm just too tired to have done that. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I should do that. And then it's just this perpetual cycle of me just remembering the thing that I wanted to do and then never doing it. It's good. I'm not stuck, I promise. Um well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Table Talk Discussion and Discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Grado95. And we will definitely be joined by Aiden in a few minutes here. I don't know if Boo will be here. He said that he might not be able to. So we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, Aiden will be here shortly. So that will be the case. Now I want to also say a couple of things. First off, hi. Second off, I was attempting to get a different video going this week. In fact, I mentioned it in the last episode. It was the HP's the original death saving throw video. And I was like, man, I can't wait to watch this video. and I hadn't tested this because this never happens. But this evening, after we had finished Vampire and stuff, because we had played Vampire today, I was going through, getting my shit ready, right? Hello, Timothy. And I was getting it ready, and then I put the video in to watch together, and it's like, hey man, guess what? You can't watch this video. It could be because of a VPN or something. Or it could be that it's age restricted, or the creator disabled embedding of this video. And I went, I doubt that it's that last one of the creator not letting videos be embedded. Did it really get age restricted because it says deaf in it? I don't know. In fact, I could test that right now. If I go into a private window over here, and I go into YouTube, and I go, do I still have the link here? Hold on, I can get the link. I think that the video that I wanted to cover today has been age restricted, so we can't actually watch it through Watch Together unless I download a extension, which makes no sense to me because I don't see how an extension is going to change this for this video. But whoop, that's not how that is spelled. Let me find it. There it is. If I get the link here, here's the test. In my private window, does it allow me to watch it? It does! Really? What is going on? No, it doesn't. No, it literally doesn't. It's just endlessly loading. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now it's working. Weird, okay. Did he intentionally make it so you can't embed this video anywhere? That's weird. Because I was gonna say it would be kind of funny if somebody hadn't done that. Or if somebody had age restricted it by accident just because it said death. That would be stupid. But no, that's weird. The tariffs got the video. Shame. True. You humans have the temperature turned way too far right now. Hey, entropy. And I wish the temperature was moderate for sure. I see you hit 770 subs. Woo! Yeah. So this was the other thing that I wanted to talk about. By the way, thank you. Apparently last week's episode was like really popular because of, I assume, the title. And so people clicked on it. Now, it didn't get the same engagement like that you would think. People didn't watch it as much, which is fair. I understand. We did get a few people through it, so thank you to those who have gotten through it and joined the channel. Yeah. So because of that video, I'm gonna talk about this. I'm not gonna mention any names or anything, put anybody on blast, but we got an email. Okay, there was an email from a how do we put it, right? Popular? You? Oh shit, someone's hit the big time. Yeah, one video apparently gets up to 200 views, and we got an email from a agent of somebody, and the agent wanted to schedule us to have like a recorded interview of this person for something, and they had like topics and questions for us to basically use and ask, and I was like, oh no, I'm sorry, but no, yeah, no, it was weird, because like when somebody's agent comes by the way, had no idea what the channel was about. right? Okay, had no idea. Like had like an inkling because they saw something else, called it an actual play channel. Um, and I was like, oh, that's not like the thing we do every week. So I don't know how you did that, especially with the one video hitting 200 views, and that would be the video that you actually saw. But okay, that's weird. And then asking for something that was pre-recorded as like an interview thing, to go over this new thing that they were doing. And like while I was like, oh, that's really like kind of you to think, hey, um, you guys think that we're not a brand risk. That's pretty cool. Um, I was like, no, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do something pre-recorded and kind of scripted just to promote your thing. I'm sorry, I'm not. That's not how this works. When we have Peter, when Peter contacted us, Peter was just like, "Hey, what's up? You want to can I hang out?" And I was like, "Absolutely." Hello.
Hey, what's up? Can I hang out?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's good, dude?
Oh, I'm just kind of telling broad facts of the story of that email that we got. Um
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so when Peter
Uh,
yeah,
can I get links, please?
yes, sorry. When Peter had gotten the when he had asked to come on the show, it's because he found the show and he like spoke to us and was like, I would love to come on. And I was like, absolutely, that's fucking sick. Let's do that, right? When I'm sorry, but when the agent of somebody comes in and doesn't know the show and then asks for a pre-recorded thing, I'm like, with like questions and stuff like already written basically for us. It's like, I don't know, man. You also like want us to promote your product, really? Like that's the deal. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know about that. You know, when it's not the actual creator of it who comes and says, "Hey, I found your stuff. Let's do this." Especially when it's like our show isn't necessarily going to be one the most popular thing for them to get this like gig. Like it's just not going to give them the exposure that they're looking for. And two, it came off the back of a 200 view video that we got maybe 5% engagement. So, like, nobody actually watched it. So I'm like, that's a bad business decision, my guy. I'm sorry. Um, it's not going to benefit you. It's really not going to benefit us. I'm sorry. So, you know, I sent back a cordial email and said no. But I wanted to at least talk about it a little bit because it's kind of funny when we're looked at as an actual play channel by somebody who's never like looked at our channel really much. Um, it's kind of funny.
We got those metrics, baby.
Yes, sir. One time. One time.
Woo!
Woo! Threw away
We
superstardom.
peaked.
Yeah, we peaked. It's over. I will say again, it's very cool that we got quite a few people to subscribe actually because of it. That was neat. So we're yeah, like you said, up to 770. So you know, that's neat. But
Comic.
like, it's not it's whatever, right? It's
You know the comic of the guy he's going up to the winner's podium.
yes,
He's like shaking, spraying the champagne and everything, biting the coin. And then he's like at third place. That's us with 200 views.
yeah, exactly, dude, exactly. Oh, it's funny. It's so funny. Um. Gone for a week and we missed so much. Damn. Hey, I didn't expect it to happen. It was funny. It was really funny. I
what
was.
what's that email? Brand deal? No.
It wasn't even like a. It wasn't even anything. Like we were just. It was just like, hey,
no,
I
no,
just
I
want to,
know, I know.
And I was like, well, you're the agent, and I don't. You don't know. Like you. What is this? Anyway, it's a whole thing. Very funny. I'm sure that agent went to the next big thing, Garibay. The agent probably went to a
Mm.
bunch of different things, yeah. Um, the podcast agency that they were from, I looked into, and I looked into where that originated from, and I was like, I don't know about this. Uh, there's a few layers that I went into, and I was like,
Arabe would love to jump on that opportunity.
more than likely, more than likely. Sorry for scaring away all your engagement. Nah. No, anyway. So, we are going to be talking about a couple of things today. That being, too many TTRPGs potentially being a thing. We'll see what the video is like. As well as, oh, excuse me. As well as going into Daggerheart a little bit. Ooh, very interesting. Now, we don't know much about Daggerheart, so it'll be neat to actually get somebody else's perspective on what's going on with Daggerheart. But the first one, I will mention also, the first video comes from the channel Roll for Initiative, and unfortunately for me, and for everybody really, Roll for Initiative seems to be closing down.
Dang.
Yeah, I saw there's a video that says that this chapter is over. I didn't watch it. I haven't watched it, so maybe they're starting something else up. I hope so, you know? But you always feel sad when you see a creator just, stopping what they're doing. So I hope that they're going on to do something else that's cool and different and fun for them, right? It is just one of those things where we've covered this channel a few times, and their takes haven't been like anything bad as far as I have remembered. But yeah, it just sucks to see somebody is stopping content creation, at least for that channel potentially. It's like when How to Be a Great GM was like, I'm not gonna do this much anymore. I'm gonna do my travel thing. Which again, it's good that he's doing all that. He's doing something else that he's passionate about. But that voice of the community is kind of lost at that point for D&D and such.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just always such a shame to see yet another voice covering TTRPGs in the void go out.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I guess maybe I'll watch that video later and see if they're actually gone or whatever, or if they're starting up a different channel. But we'll see.
Yeah, hope everything's going well for him.
Yeah, yeah. Um, trying to read through Daggerheart, but reading makes us fall asleep now. Fair. Good on you for looking up what the company was. Oh, I always do. If I ever see anything like that kind of stuff, I'm like, yeah, I need to know what you're about. I'm sorry. Lots of furry creators fade away like that too. That yeah, it's that thing of like when you have such prominent members of the community that actually do fade away. It's just you always feel something, you know. Anyway,
I
yeah.
I happen to remember when Outdoor Boys said that they were no longer producing videos.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is a video that's only a few months old. That's called "Are There Too Many TTRPGs?" From Roll for Initiative, and it's I listened to like the first 2 seconds by accident, and it just makes me feel sad. So here we go.
We've been making videos
I am
here.
curious.
Yeah.
In your opinion, are there too many TTRPGs?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that
Are we? Yeah.
I
Elaborate.
I think that there's never going to be such a thing as too many TTRPGs. What I will say is perhaps you could find there is too much in a genre of TTRPGs to like parse through potentially to find what you really want. But I also don't think that it's bad to have so many different options, right? because you could find a whole bunch of inspiration from one, but not exactly like how it's done in that system, and then take it and use it for a different one that you find you like a lot more. Right? It's like how we
Mm,
can put
mm.
a bunch of different stuff from all these other systems into D&D or anything else, right?
Were you done?
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
So I'm in a similar spot. I think that the more TTRPGs, not even, nah, yeah, I guess they would have to be TTRPGs.
Mm,
Um, but the more TTRPGs that exist and sort of like expand your pool of knowledge from which to draw
yeah,
and how you want to create your system. Like I think that having more TTRPGs with new novel systems can only ever be a good thing for the health of the hobby as a whole.
yes. Yeah,
Um, and this is why I have such like hesitation to specify RPGs. You can draw inspiration from other tabletops that aren't necessarily role-playing
true.
games and somehow fold them into your into your D&D game. I don't know. Your hypothetical TTRPG which uses a homebrew system. What you get my point?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Literally anything can
Uh,
inspire you, right? But like, you know, it's just I don't think that like you were saying, it doesn't have to be um a TTRPG for sure. Um would there ever be too many TTRPGs? I don't think so. I really don't think so.
uh, so yeah, I guess perhaps hypothetically, sure, it could happen where that there is like too many games and like people are spread out across those many games, which well no, because even then they're going to congregate in the good ones.
Yeah.
um so like nah.
Yeah. I don't see any reason why there would be something that goes like or there would be any idea of such a thing other than people that might be like Garibay who say, you only need D&D, why the fuck are you playing anything else? Right?
Ooh.
And that'd be crazy. So,
Yeah, because like even in the system, even in the alternate timeline,
yeah,
right, where there's 50 billion TTRPGs because everyone just up and decides, oh gosh darn, they're the funnest
yeah,
things, and they all decide to play them. TTRPGs explode in popularity, right?
yep,
Uh, 50 million TTRPGs now exist tomorrow.
yep,
Even though you are now spoiled for choice, when you go on down to the local mom and pop game store,
yep.
which is now like, what's the name of that Mega Mart from Toy Story?
Oh, Al's Toy Barn.
Yeah, which is now the Al's Toy Barn of like game stores,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though they have 50 kajillion game systems in there that you can purchase, um, rest assured in the knowledge that their D&D section is absolutely
Right.
huge. So like even if you are one of those gamers who says, no, I only want my TTRPGs, like fuck you, I don't crave novelty for some
For
reason.
some reason. Yep.
Um for some reason. Um Even if you are one of those people, your fan base still benefits from now having more merch,
Yep.
which Garibay would certainly
He
appreciate.
should. You would think, right?
So like, yeah, I don't really think there ever can be too many TTRPGs,
Yeah.
even in the like the situation where we are spoiled for choice.
Well, it's like you can look at video games right now and say the same exact thing. Like, sure, there's a shit ton of bad ones. Don't get me. There's a shit ton of slop, but everybody congregates to the really good ones because they're really good. And even like, and I know it's for the bad ones, there's still a market for that because people do like to laugh at those, right? Like
Yeah.
they'll
Yeah.
literally pick them up to just literally see and laugh at it. Like that is a thing that does happen. Not good for the quality necessarily, but um it is we have the example of these things are made like daily, you know, and it explodes the popularity of the genre.
And in situations like those, you are doomed to have small games that really do deserve better and deserve more of a player base, but we'll never get them.
Yes.
Uh, that can be your favorite TTRPG. That can be me with the Forever Winter.
Yep.
Um, you know,
Yep.
that's what happened.
Same thing with books, same thing with it, like literally just
Yeah.
everything, you know?
Such is the nature of the market.
Indeed. Um someone needs it's not enough NASCAR based TTRPGs, someone needs to fill the void. True. Very true. um, uh but yeah, so let's begin. Let us see.
I also really like their earrings. I just wanted to
Yeah, yeah,
say.
yeah. They're nice.
We've been making videos here since 2012, and in that time, there has definitely been a surge in indie and alternative tabletop role playing games to the kind of big one, Dungeons and Dragons.
True.
Pathfinder has continued to grow, they added in Starfinder, and there are a whole bunch of other, whole bunch of other publishers, kind of medium sized publishers, as well as indie designers who are putting out tabletop RPG games. And I will say, every now and then, when I see a new game like appear in our inbox of somebody asking us to review it, or I just see stuff about it online, part of me is like, oh, I'm really excited. This sounds really interesting. And there's always a small voice in my head that is kind of like, oh my gosh, another one. So today I kind of wanted to dive a little bit into that and kind of address the like, do we have too many TTRPGs? Just in the last year, we've reviewed about a dozen games on this channel, and we've had probably that many, if not more, who've reached out about doing reviews that we've not been able to do for various reasons. Usually, it's a time constraint. Occasionally, it's something that's like, this just doesn't vibe with.
Um uh question for you. I'm seeing you lighting up and such, and I'm kind of hearing the video through you
Yeah.
a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, are you like right next to your speakers or something with your mic?
let me move my mic a little
Okay.
away. How do I sound now?
You sound good. We'll
Okay.
see. We'll see if it comes out through your thing again. It's all good. Um, more TTRPGs might need to know their audience better. I've seen some that really want to play a full campaign. Well, they want you to play a full campaign, but are really only built for a one shot at best. Um, that's fair because, like, well, so this is the other thing, right? Because some systems are built to be some like they could be they're claiming to be built for big long campaigns and stuff, but some people do find those kinds of systems to be way more suited for a one shot because it just does feel that way. We what was the one that we were talking about not too long ago that seemed like it would be better for one shots, but it does technically like have campaigns. I can't remember, but I know it was a few months ago or something at this point. Um, where it was just one that was like that, where we all on the panel at least felt, oh yeah, that probably play like a one shot or two in that. But I don't see that to be a big campaign kind of game.
Right, yes, I do remember that panel.
Yeah, so, like,
Um,
I don't remember what it was, but, like, there are times where you feel that, for sure.
uh, Also, I do want to ask, and I don't mean to put Draco Kraken on the spot,
Yeah,
um, but more TTRPGs might need to know their audience better.
yeah.
I've seen some that really want to play a full campaign, but are only really built for a one shot. Would you say that is TTRPGs need to know their audience or need to know their own game better?
Mm. Yeah. It would probably be more the game aspect, for sure. Because I'm wondering,
It,
because, like, for the audience, you can't expect people to feel the same way, right? Um, it's just people are gonna feel the way they feel about that game necessarily, depending on how it's designed, right? Um, can't imagine having people asking you to review their system that could burn you out on systems potentially, right? It really depends. Um,
yeah, yeah, it really does seem to be a case of burnout.
yeah,
Especially if you have a profession where it's like I review TTRPGs, it seems like as a profession.
yeah.
Then I can imagine someone said, Timothy, Timothy put it as, um, another one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true because it's that classic thing of, like, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. But there is absolutely that aspect of, oh, well, I've seen fantasy RPG 1117 and now there's fantasy RPG 1118 and the difference here is,
Mhm,
like, maybe
mhm.
two mechanics, right? It's like, okay, well, maybe I don't really I don't know, right? Maybe it doesn't really justify me playing 1118 instead. Um, but you know, it, it it is just your how you can handle that kind of stuff because, like, it's any kind of reviews, right? Because, like, you can review movies or games and all that kind of stuff, and if the things you're reviewing are very samey, then absolutely. But, like, hopefully it's not going to be that way, right? Um, Burnout is inevitable when trying to go through a large library of anything, no matter how passionate or enjoyable it is. Yeah, I think there is absolutely an aspect of burnout that will happen, right? For just about anything, if you don't pace it right for yourself, right? You got to find your own limit.
It's especially easier to be burnt out when your hobby is like excessively niche.
Yes.
And it sort of sucks to say, but like, let's admit it, fantasy TTRPG games is relatively niche in the grand scheme of things.
Yes, I would say so. Um, doo-doo-doo-doo. That's true. Delusions of grandeur about their own game. That was in response to your question.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Um, but yeah. Okay, here we go.
Like my interests or the interests of what seems to be our audience. So I just kind of say, like, hey, this one's not for us to review. But most of them have been just time, like, I can only put so much time into reading and reviewing TTRPG games, especially when I don't have time right now to play them. More on that in next video. So I've kind of put together some, like, pros and cons of this surge in TTRPGs to try and answer the question, are there just too many? Okay, so one positive is that we've seen a like flourish of innovation because of various reasons. There are a lot more indie RPGs who have been able to experiment with things and branch out of kind of the more legacy games. We've seen a bunch of new mechanics. There's been definitely a push for narrative first or GM less games that I feel like, not D&D's strength when you look at historically.
Mm.
The addition of safety tools that even some of the larger publishers are starting to incorporate, but that started within the more indie game community, as well as diving into really unique genres or themes within these games. So this has resulted in a really diverse ecosystem within the gaming world. So that's definitely, I think, a positive. Like,
Very good.
you are seeing games coming out nowadays that wouldn't have been able to come out back in the even 90s, even early 2000s, because they just had a hard time reaching a wide enough audience to actually make enough money to put out the game, or even just to find the audience. I'm sure there probably were some, but again, it's being talked about a lot.
Yeah, I think the most important thing that has happened because of how D&D has blown up into the mainstream is that it has absolutely made the culture around the hobby acceptable, you know? Um because before I mean I was a victim to it, or I was in the mindset of it as well for a long time, of oh, it's Dungeons and Dragons. That's like nerd shit, you know? Like it's like super nerd shit. I'm going to play my video games, okay? That's geek shit. That's okay, right? But if I go too far down the rabbit hole, I'm not going to be cool, you know?
That was like me with oh, I'm gonna watch my anime, but I'm not gonna read manga.
Yeah.
That's weeb shit.
Yup. Yup. It's the exact same way, for sure. But then, I mean, and it lasted quite a long time. Until 5e came out, really. And until it became what it is, through Critical Role, through the popular perception, through I would honestly point to Critical Role the most, honestly.
Oh yeah.
That's what brought it to be cool, because one, you do have that association now with people that are more famous that are playing it as if they're just regular people. Um, and then two, you have voice actors that everybody has heard in some game or whatever, or these different projects that you then recognize. And then it's like, oh, well, now it's kind of tied into all these other things. So then it's like, oh, okay, I like these clicky clacky math rocks now. What if I look past D&D to these other things? Because this is a whole world. This has existed since when? It's made it so that these can absolutely flourish. And I
Well,
I well, I was just gonna say, I wish that it wasn't true. I really do, but I know it is.
I was gonna say, you also have the confluence of um Critical Role is also just also just really good.
Yes.
Matt does an incredible job
Yep.
as DM. So what a lot of people see broadcasted is the platonic ideal of D&D, as it were.
Yeah.
Um, and that is what I think sort of brought a lot of people into the hobby, is seeing everyone saw what it could be, I guess.
Yeah.
Not to romanticize it,
No.
but to simply get that point across,
Yeah.
that and then oh god, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to stall for time because there was another point,
Oh.
which we will have to loop back to.
Yeah. Yeah. When
Yeah.
you remember. When you remember.
Yeah.
Now, the other side of this, because there are so many, I feel like some players, especially new players, might be experiencing some choice paralysis.
Sure.
You just
I remembered it.
Huh.
It's that COVID has caused people to live their lives more indoors,
Yes.
and that has caused a lot of people to consume a lot more media that they wouldn't have normally, causing people to just get a lot more awareness about TTRPGs, which
Yes.
might not have normally. And then also with seeing Critical Role and going, oh man, I want that for me. A lot of people are like, oh man, well, I could join a Discord game.
Yes. I honestly great recollection because I completely forgot about COVID, like, and the influence that it had because everybody was stuck and wanted to have that connection to people, and it was a good way to do that. It just really was. And um then you had the rise of, fucking we started the fucking podcast during COVID. Like, it wasn't right at COVID, but it was like a month before, and then, um not that it wasn't happening, but that it was the actual lockdown, and and then yeah, it made it so that we had the time to invest, right? um but yeah,
Man, dude, that was like a crazy, weird. Um, I don't know. Looking back on it, it's almost like a dream.
yeah, yeah, honestly, it was weird. um but it's been interesting to see as well. I don't know if she'll go into it a little bit here, but like in a bit, but it's been interesting to see that the amount of people that have been brought into the hobby was good for it and let it flourish a lot more. But then you did see, as time went on, because we have so many more eyes and stuff, and we have so many more people like talking about it, you then see these people who are actually going in and trying to make the hobby better by criticizing it, which is interesting. Because and then you have the rise of these indie games because, well, D&D doesn't do this, you know um so you have all of these competing TTRPGs that are trying to fill these niches that they have found in their experiences with playing these TTRPGs for so long, or they've been brand new to it and they just go, "Ooh, I want to make this now," and it broadens the market so much more, and it's been neat, because especially since D&D is crashing and burning these days, it's been giving it a lot more. It has still been beneficial to the hobby as a whole because you have so many people now branching out a whole lot more, right? There's some downfalls here and there for sure as well. It's not great for D&D for sure.
I I hear actually Pathfinder. I've been hearing more rumblings of people talking about Pathfinder, which has been really like concerning, I suppose.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I haven't had my ear to the ground for that much. But it from what I have at least seen on my own, it has been this shift, right? It's shift, I guess, more towards things that are not the mainstream stuff. Pathfinder isn't necessarily mainstream, but it's still like adjacent to enough that I can see why, some people are like, "Oh, well maybe actually I want to do this instead," right? Um
By the way, Alejo,
yeah,
I did want to respond to something you said earlier
yes.
about uh, D&D. What was it? Going under, you said
It
they're
seems
going
to be like that it's
under.
crashing a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to say from your mouth to God's ears, dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Joke's on you. I didn't have a life. Well, fair. Um, there's a growing number of people playing Pathfinder 2e still. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't doubt that whatsoever. It's just, again, it's one of those things where you see for D&D specifically, it's been this both a fantastic opportunity for growth, and then also a fantastic opportunity for change, which is interesting, right? Not all good change, don't get me wrong, but it is interesting to see the change that has been brought about. So, well, whatever. TV probably wanted you to think TTRPGs were nerd shit, so you'd watch more TV. Yes, absolutely.
Big TV. You know, and then they went and made a D&D movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went and made Stranger Things.
Yes, sir. Which is also apparently tanking really hard again. That's
Yeah, I don't
crazy.
know.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to
And-
that show at all anymore. So
Yeah. What season are they on now?
I think the last one was 5, and I think nobody liked it, but I don't know.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Given everybody so many options that it's hard to decide what system do I want to pick for this game. What
Hey, Alejo,
Yeah.
I just wanted to really quick flashback
Yeah.
on a conversation you and I had years back
Oh boy.
when Stranger Things Season 2 was announced.
Oh yeah.
And we were sitting there in, I believe it was 20, I remember it as like 2016.
It might have been. I don't know, man. I'm just
Anyway,
flat circle.
Yes. But anyway, we were sitting there and I said, man, I don't know. I thought the story of Stranger Things was really good and it would be cool if it was over.
Yeah.
Or rather, you said that.
I think I did. Yeah.
And I said it like, oh, well, you know, they did leave a lot of
that's right. You did say
and they did leave a lot of like loose ends, and I would like to see, for the sake of the loose ends, I naively fucking said, for the sake of the loose ends that exist, I can see a season just to close everything up. But yes, we can end it off at a couple seasons. And I thought to myself, man, I hope this doesn't come back to bite me when they're on season fucking 70 billion. But you know, here we are.
Here we are. Here we
So
are.
I just wanted to say you were super right, Alejo.
Thank you. Oh, I hate that I was. I'll be honest. I'll hate. I will always hate it. But
And I believe you will recall that at the time I was like, yeah, you are probably right.
I think I do recall that. Yeah. Oh. Oh well. What 2016, so like a decade ago? I feel old. Yeah. Yeah. I don't honestly remember when I remember this conversation, but I don't remember the date. It was great though. It's great too.
Yeah, I just remember the location that we had it. It was the same one where we had oh, do you remember our chat with Cleverbot?
Yes. Every day.
Yeah,
I
that
do.
location.
Yeah. It's that
Yeah,
same place.
that-
Yeah.
yeah, that place.
Oh, good times. Never watched Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The overload of 80s nostalgia was a turnoff. That's perfectly valid.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey Pizza Funk, by the way. But yeah. Well, you know. They rolled a 13.
Oh god.
game do I want to even play? How do I find a group? That's another point I will come up to. But I feel like a new player walking into a gaming store and seeing this like wall of all sorts of different kinds of RPGs, that can be a bit overwhelming. And if you don't have any kind of like entry point into the hobby, somebody that can kind of like ask you questions and steer you towards the right game, then I feel like, I mean, that's one of the reasons I think D&D is still so popular, because it is an easy entry point that people have like this cultural knowledge that they can use to kind of know what it is that they're getting going in.
And I would also say that if you are going into that game store, I would hope that the person who owns the game store does have at least a little knowledge to guide you somewhere.
Yeah, that is true.
But, you know, it's, you know.
But there might be a better game out there, but it just can be a bit overwhelming to figure it out. Even for me, like if I were to sit down today and be like, great, I'm going to start running a brand new game, like, we've got them downstairs. There are a handful of them behind me, and we have like a whole bookshelf worth of gaming books that, like, which one do I pick? A second in the positive is,
well, it's just whatever you feel like, I guess. I mean, I understand. Again, it is like there's so many that you need to figure out what to choose from for whatever genre, right? But first you choose the genre, and then you choose, like, if you're the one running it, you got to find it, like, what you want to run, like what kind of story you might want to run. And if you need the book beforehand to then, like, base the idea off of, then that's, that's what you got to do. You just got to look through your books and stuff. But if it's like, you've already got an idea, and then you just got to find the right thing that fits that idea, then again, you got to look through your books and stuff, right? If you're brand new, again, hopefully somebody can give, like, there's also, in terms of the employee who might be working at the game store, if this is a game store that you are in, there's also the internet. It does exist. You can just search what TTRPG would be good for this, and this, right? Like, whatever you're trying to find. And if it says D&D, well, there you go. You might go on Reddit, God forbid, but you might go on Reddit because they are a resource for sure. And potentially you could trust what they say. Whatever kind of, like, you have your friends you could talk to potentially. Like, there are a lot of options to get you to narrow that point to actually find what you need to do or what you might like. And then if you try it and you don't like it, either you stop or you go to something else, right? Like, I understand that there is, like, that paralysis for sure, but there are ways to get through it for sure.
I did just want to say that I was in the position recently where I was trying to do some driver updates, and I was in the position of IT support,
Yes.
where you were just Googling your question.
Yep.
Which, like, sucks because with AI now, I'll just get AI results and fuck that.
Oh,
So
Jesus,
then
yeah.
I have to type my question and then search Reddit, which does, admittedly, fairly enough, give me fairly good Reddit results.
Yeah, usually.
Which give Yes, and I'm able to then usually find help for, like, whatever. But then I'm listening to help from fucking Redditors.
Exactly, dude. Like, I go on there.
You've already lost at that point.
They
like,
fucking
I won, but at what cost?
They got me, but, like,
Oh,
I'll never admit it, but, like, they got me there. Fuck. For us, I think Goosebumps would scratch.
It's like trying to debate what's healthiest for McDonald's for breakfast in the morning.
That's
like,
right.
brother, you're starting your day off with McDonald's.
Yeah.
You've already
Oh, good stuff.
Same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. For us, I think Goosebumps would scratch the itch that Stranger Things is meant for better. Yeah, potentially, right? Like, it's interesting. I don't know if anybody else out there has watched this creator, but John Wolfe on YouTube, he does a bunch of different things. He has his gaming channel that he has and everything, but, like, I usually just watch his main channel where he like debunks ghost stuff and also just does whatever the hell else he wants to. And he's going through all of the Goosebumps books as an adult and, like, kind of just going through them. And I will admit, I have never ever read a Goosebumps book ever. So it's been interesting to see Goosebumps as, like, a thing. I've always known about it, but I never read one.
I think I've read a couple.
That's fair.
But I'm not sure which.
So the Scholastic books that I read were a series of unfortunate events That was my series from
Mm.
Scholastic for sure. I read all of those books. Goosebumps was
yeah,
also
yeah.
there, but I never read it.
Dude, do you remember those fucking mushrooms?
Yes. Yes.
Those mushrooms fucking terrified me.
Absolutely. Dude. Oh.
Uh,
Those books were fucking good. Like, they're really good.
Yeah, they were.
Oh.
I was also it was a little bit of a dip in book quality, but they were still good. 39 Clues.
Never heard of it.
Oh, dude, that was really good. It was a 39-part book series
Oh.
about them treasure hunting all over the world.
Ooh.
And it was families like secretly competing for like power and like bids for power behind the scenes while they're like this secret treasure hunt is going on. It was super cool.
That sounds cool. Hell yeah. The other Scholastic thing that I read was the Time Warp Trio. Anybody else? Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey kid, want to buy a bridge? Fucking love that title so much. Oh man,
dude. I remember actually Time Warp Trio.
Yep.
From one book, one of the kids I remember said that Gangplank would have loved an AK. And I remember that in my book being just like, yeah, dude, no shit. And like that just always stuck with me.
That's fair.
Like, Gangplank would have loved an AK.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, I'm going on a diet. Should I go with McDonald's or Subway? Yeah, exactly, right. I was watching a POV videos of a dude that works at McDonald's. It's oddly satisfying. Oh, there you go. Hell yeah. Sure. Why not? Anyway.
I kind of touched on a little bit in the first one, but because there are lower barriers to publishing, we're getting a lot more voices in TTRPG games.
True.
We're seeing games created by marginalized creators.
Okay.
Are we seeing TTRPG gatekeeping?
What?
No, I'm sure that's not where this is going.
No. It's just something that's happening. Sure.
Yeah. It didn't lead into it that way.
No, yeah.
Games that are created outside of the traditional fantasy mold.
It's very cool.
And games rooted in different cultures and
Also very cool.
storytelling traditions.
Yes.
I think this is great. It broadens the hobby. It introduces people to new folklore or new kind of ways of thinking, new experiences, because you're getting to play this game through perhaps a like entry point viewpoint that is not just the stereotypical white straight male gamer. Like that D&D feels very much like the vanilla white male gamer vibe. But when you look at
it really depends on the type of D&D you're playing, but sure, I guess.
All of these different
oh, sorry. What are you gonna say?
Now, I can think of as many things in pro of that statement as I can against it.
Yes.
So I was just like, yeah.
It really depends on your personal experience, I guess.
Type of D&D. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
There are those who might say that D&D has become too wokeified,
right?
And they feel whichever kind of way about it.
Exactly. I don't know. I don't put much strength into either thing really at this point because it's just like doesn't really matter. We can move on.
indie RPGs and even some of the like medium-sized ones, you're seeing a lot more diversity there. Now, larger publishers are starting to incorporate this, but I feel like we saw this first kind of in the indie RPG scene. Okay, another on the negative is short-lived games or lack of support. The great thing about indie RPGs is that anybody can publish them. The bad thing about indie RPGs is anyone can publish them. And sometimes a designer might have a great idea, but they have a hard time finding the right audience, or they just don't get the support. I can't tell you how many great game ideas I've seen like that just have kind of fizzled out. Either the Kickstarter was not successful or it was, but then the thing never actually came out. There are a handful that this has happened where they just, I think, didn't necessarily realize like all the things that went into publishing an RPG, so they didn't budget correctly. Or interest fades after the initial hype, so you don't have as many of the supporting rule set or expansions that allow the games to have replayability and kind of stay in the gaming kind of mindset and attention. They may also have unfinished rules or, mechanics that weren't as fully tested, just because they don't have the support that some of the larger publishers have. So sometimes I feel like that can be like you're playing a little bit of a risk of like, am I going to invest myself emotionally and financially into a new game and new gaming system, and then maybe just it fizzles out or it kind of just disappears. Back on the positives,
So by support, what are we talking about? I guess is my first question.
I would assume that they mean like I have bought the player's handbooks, the monster manual, the DMG, the whatever.
Okay, so it's just the consumer support.
Yeah, I've bought the core rules.
Okay.
Perhaps any critical accessories.
Okay.
Maybe.
I guess with that, if that is the case,
Perhaps they have a painted minifigure.
Perhaps, yes. If that's what we're talking about, because again, I'm not exactly sure as to what support means in this context. Because if it is that, then it's like, well, you can only buy as much as is produced. So, in the cases of these ones that are, not actually one existing, yeah, it's gonna die out. But like, for the ones that's like a single book, you have like things like one page rule fucking games, right? That only require the one thing and you can do it as many times as you want. Because it's kind of versatile in that respect, right? You can just apply the rules to whatever you need to. Some of them are more specific. I think Honey Heist is one of them. It's either one page or it's only a few pages. And then they can also come out with a couple other pages here and there if you need more content for sure. But because I know that I've seen a few games that are like that where they're one page, but there is also other things if you want them. So I don't know. It's that the my point for having them exist and then like fill a niche means that they don't necessarily need to last campaign wise like incredible spans and such. They can just be that thing that you do whenever you feel like doing something, right? I feel like having these bite-sized or not as quote-unquote popular things is just fine to have as that niche market inside of a niche market, right? Because sometimes you might just feel like you want to do the one thing.
And also, my mic does not seem to be picking me up at the beginning of my sentences. That's weird.
Oh, if you want to get closer to it and such, then absolutely go for it.
Oh no, I have moved it closer.
Oh shit. Is your is it in your Discord settings for voice and video, and then if you scroll down to your input sensitivity, do you want to like lower it so it can pick up more?
Profile, custom. Whatever. We'll deal with it later.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that in terms of support for the TTRPG,
Yeah.
I would posit that playing the TTRPG itself, like even after like you've already spent every nickel that you will give to that TTRPG, playing the TTRPG and thus raising like ostensibly public awareness as you play this game in the game store can be support for the game.
Yeah.
In its own way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. In terms of rep for communities, it'd be great. It would have a greater impact if big names in the genre showed more support for them. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's just one of those things where for all of these other kinds of TTRPGs that exist, that they are overshadowed a lot of the time because for like Critical Role specifically, if I could use them as an example, every time they did something that wasn't D&D, not everybody cared. Right? They know the one thing, they want to see them do the one thing. Which is unfortunate. But it's just that's the demand of the people, right? Sure, I'm sure that if they played like Index, that one TTRPG, that's I think it's one page as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if they did that once for a one shot, then I'm sure that a bunch of people would actually go and get it and like actually play it. But I don't know if they're going to do things like that because they are also a business now. Like super duper a business now. So they do have to kind of worry about the business side too. And if the numbers aren't coming in because people aren't watching because it's not D&D and they aren't making the money, then you're not going to see them actually doing that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But you know, you've got your bigger creators on YouTube who are also kind of in the same boat. Hell, we cover D&D a lot, but that's because people make D&D content a lot. Like if we cover the other things, most of the time it's positive. Right? It's just them going, this is a cool system, you should play this system. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's great. We can't add anything to that necessarily, right? That's why when we're doing these kinds of videos, try to talk about other things here and there, right? Because we can relate it to other things. But my experience with a lot of TTRPGs is limited. I've only played a handful now, unfortunately.
And also, I just wanted to say when it comes to like us talking about other systems on the show, um, we a lot of times we can focus on just the positives of the system,
Yeah,
because it's so refreshing to be seeing content or TTRPG on content on YouTube that's not D&D related.
yes, exactly. Very true. Positive equals not D&D. Coincidence? I think not. Right, exactly. Yeah, but even so, even with like the negative content that's coming out for D&D, I don't think all of it's fair necessarily, right? Like there is still some stuff in there that I'm like, okay. But I mean, it is having a bit of a downward spiral because of a lot of different factors. So it's nice to see and like comment about that kind of stuff. But it would be nice to just see more videos that are, I suppose, comparisons in ways, right? That way we can kind of go, and even if they don't get it great, we could still like have the discussion about it, right? It's just right now the hobby is mostly D&D focused, and I think it will be for a very long time. Until it somehow gets dethroned, which it will not. I don't believe so. Whether for good or bad, it will probably just continue to do mostly D&D videos, unfortunately, right? But here and there, I do have like a couple different things in there of like, let's learn Gumshoe, and I'm like, oh, that sounds neat, yeah. There's a few of those kinds of things, and we can kind of comment on that just like in learning it and such. But I also am like, well, how much can we say that isn't just us watching the thing and going, huh, that sounds neat, you know? Right? Pathfinder will win someday? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm sure you could use Call of Cthulhu for marginalized representation. That's something that would terrify Lovecraft. True. You could, and people do. And Lovecraft is rolling in his grave. It's great. Anyway.
Are seeing a lot
Dude,
more.
Sorry.
I was talking to someone about that the other day. About it's a shame how many great stories and such great a universe came because of Lovecraft, but such a shame that he's such like a fuckhead.
Yep. I will always readily admit Lovecraft wasn't a great guy, but I really like his work.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, these books are pretty cool.
Those stories are pretty good.
The thing on the doorstep is pretty neat.
Yes, sir.
Focused experiences. A lot of these games are being built to do one thing extremely well. You want high lethality dungeon crawling? Mork Bork. You want drama-focused teen angst? Monster Hearts. You want cozy cottagey vibes? Wander Home. You want a solo game that blends sewing with storytelling? Mending. Because we have a lot of these focused experience, you're not forcing D&D to be everything, and you can really pick the perfect game for the kind of experience you want to have. True. Back on the negative, I mentioned this a little bit, but I feel like we can see a little bit of a like rules fragmentation as well as a like.
I just wanted to say, in response to her point of like, oh, if you want this, we have this. If you want this, we have that. Yep. I do see though that point of like, oh, hey, we have more variety available. More things equals good. As directly antagonistic to what she mentioned earlier of I don't know what to like put investiture into. Having more things around equals bad. Did she mention?
I don't. I think it was more instead of it being it being bad. It's just well, I guess it is technically of it being bad. It's the how much do you want to invest in something that isn't going to last, I suppose. Which it's like, well, a counter to that is why can't I just invest in this and maybe just play this for a long time because I like it, you know? And hell, you could probably add to it with your own custom stuff if you wanted to at that point, if it is something that like crashed and burned, and isn't actually played that much.
It's a TTRPG. They can't ever take it fully away from you.
Yeah.
They can't take it offline like they are to Anthem right now.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true. So it is. So yeah, you're right a bit. It is like, well, there's so many good things out there for these specific niches, but also, there's how am I supposed to get invested in this specific niche if there's not enough of it? You know, it's like, well, what you could just invest more of yourself into it. What you don't have to. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to create more content for yourself, but you could.
universal gaming language fragmentation because there are so many options. Every group might choose something wildly different, so that can make it difficult to find a group that wants to play the game that you want to play. Not only what kind of game, like, okay, we're going to use this system, but then what kind of game, but what system are we using? Like, that adds an added level of difficulty.
I suppose, but you could just talk to them about it. I mean, is you like if you want to talk to your friends and go, or fucking this group that you're in might not even be friends. I don't fucking know. But you're in a group potentially, or just people. You're just in a random Discord server, and you just drop the question, "Hey, does anybody want to do like a game that's like this?" And then they go, "Oh yeah," and then you get a separate group chat together. And you go, "Okay, so in order to do a game like this, we got to pick a system. What do you guys think would be the best system?" And then everybody kind of goes around about it. And then if you don't reach a consensus, not like a unified stance, but a consensus at least, then yeah, you'll have difficulty getting that group to actually play the game. But I would hope that you could just like talk and like try to figure it out. It's not that hard, I guess, is my point. I understand that, like, for me, I can't talk to people. I can't initiate conversation well. That's not something that I do because in my brain, I go, oh, that person is already busy doing something else that's way more important than anything that I have to say. Okay? That's me, right? And I can understand if that's the viewpoint. It makes it hard. But that's not, like, it isn't hard for me to also rationalize, well, I could at least try, and then maybe I could get that going potentially. Like the actual actions aren't hard. It's just me getting the motivation to do so, right? So I don't know. That's for me. That's my stopping point for a lot of things, conversations and such. I will happily admit that I'm a coward, certifiable. But it is just one of those things where I feel like if you are willing to talk to people about it, I think that you're going to be good getting all this stuff figured out. It's not as difficult as it sounds.
Yeah, so like I don't know. With how prevalent these issues of like just talk to people like
Mhm.
seems to be,
Mhm.
perhaps it is actually a bigger issue.
It could be. It could very well be. I am perfectly fine with being wrong.
That being said, I would say that society as a whole causes us to like want to like internalize stuff instead of being like, hey, let's you and me solve this issue.
I would agree.
So like
I don't know. I really don't know. I guess it's one of those things where I'm not going to be the one who brings the change to the world. I can tell you that much for a fact. I'm too much of a coward. But if you can, maybe you can be the change that you want to see in the world, Like if you're out there listening for some reason to this, and you can maybe encourage that discussion and discourse potentially, right? That open communication, that honesty. I would highly recommend doing so for sure. This podcast is the most that I can do that doesn't make me feel like I'm like invading your time and making you listen to me when you could be doing something way more important. That's like this is in that weird gray area where it's like, well, I'm just kind of making this, and
maybe they're listening to us because they're doing something more important.
right,
and
exactly.
they can't free up a hand to change the video.
I could second monitor, third monitor. That's where we are.
Ooh, which tab are we in?
Which tab are we in? Exactly. Right? So, could I bring the change, Papa? First off, I'm not your dad. And second off, yes, you could. Probably. Potentially. We're all TTRPG players here, and you want us to talk to people? I know. It's crazy.
I just love the idea of that. Ooh, which tab are we in? Ooh, not that one. Ooh, not over there. Could be any one of them.
You have like 30 fucking tabs open. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
see
yeah.
the actual like things. It's like ooh, ooh. Scavenger hunt.
Yeah. The only text it gives you for like what the name of the tab is just a single letter.
Yeah.
Ooh, not that one. Ooh, so close.
Ooh, you almost got us. I know you want to close us. Come on. Here we go. It's good to have a salesman pitch when throwing out multiple systems to choose from to your friends to help deal with the choice paralysis. Yes, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Part of the thing that we did for our current campaign was have that poll just to see what you guys might want to see to help influence us as to what we would play next, right? Because all the things on there were choices from all of us. Like, we all had like 3 choices each or whatever, and some of them overlapped. So that was our list of choices because we all want to play these games. I have several more now to add to my choices. Like fucking Wild Sea and Eat the Reich would be fucking sick. Would Eat the Reich be good for a long campaign? I don't know, but it would be fun. You know?
What's that one where you're like planning a heist and you've got like the countdown clock?
Oh, Blades in the Dark?
Yeah.
Blades in the Dark is also one that I do want to play as well. Hell, I can look over at my shelf and see mostly vampire books. Then there's Call of Cthulhu, and then I have Deadlands as well. Like I have a bunch of these things that I do want to play. But yeah, it's just one of those things to like get to it and actually play it, right? And will they be good for the show necessarily as like a big thing? Doesn't matter at that point. Potentially, we might just do little things in between, here and there. Like if we ever get tired of doing vampire for a little bit and we just want to take a break, I'm perfectly happy with like playing another small thing for a little while. You know, it's like what we did with Delta Green. It's exactly like what we did with that. So, you know, just these small adventures to just do in different systems, you know? Anyway, before the hype for the game Cyberpunk 2077, I didn't really see many people talk about the TTRPG or even the genre in general, so maybe it's just a time thing, where you wait until interest happens. Yes, that's also the thing. Absolutely, right? The like you're absolutely right because nobody was talking about Cyberpunk really until the game was going to be a thing because everybody was like, "Oh, whoa, this was based on a TTRPG? Well, I know what D&D is. Maybe I would like Cyberpunk because Cyberpunk is a genre I like. It's a game that I might like, right?" And that definitely brought interest to it. So,
and also like to speak to the point earlier, I know I'm harping on it.
no, you're fine.
But
That's what we do.
of like variety being worse because like the thing I like may not stick around.
Sure.
If the thing you like is sufficiently cool, even if it doesn't stick around, like you can rest assured in the knowledge that it has probably touched the life of some creative who is like placed to make a new cool thing that you will love. So like I super love Titanfall. Titanfall is super dead. However,
Miss that game.
when but like whenever people talk about games that like deserve better, Titanfall isn't far from anyone's lips.
True.
Um
Very true.
so because of that I go, yeah, Titanfall 2's dead, but like fuck it, I can wait like 20, 30 years for like some new game to come out, which is like going to be in the vein of Titanfall.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely fair. Fucking before Titanfall, I played Hawken. If you know that game. Yeah. Yeah, that was my mech game for a while that I was like, oh, this is great. And then it shut down. And then I was like, well, damn. And I think Titanfall was around at that point, but I never like looked into it. And then when Titanfall 2 was a thing on PC, I was like, oh, okay. And then I got into it and I was like, oh yeah, fuck, this is so cool. And then the servers got hacked. And then it died. So it was like, fuck, I had a really good time. And I would absolutely play another game like that. There's a VR mech game that I do want to play at some point because you're sitting in the cockpit doing the shit. It sounds fucking sick. But yeah, Titanfall will always be in my brain, Hawken as well. Like, yeah, this was something that I really liked doing.
Titanfall got me into Armored Core.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Verdi would enjoy Eat the Reich if you could play as Piranha Plants. You could skin it however you want, dude. Why not? Want to try 7th Sea after Boo talked about it? Yeah, 7th Sea is another one that I do want to try for sure. I wouldn't till time interest. Hold on. Oh, okay. I don't know what till is supposed to be. I wouldn't till time interest because that depends on too many factors for something to get white hot to draw that interest. You can't wait for things to get good. First off, yes, I agree. If it's something that you like, you should just go for it right then. Like don't wait until it gets recognition, right? That's not, you shouldn't be waiting for the public to like your thing. That's hipster shit, right? And they don't even want them to like the thing. Okay, it was way cooler when they didn't like the thing. But it'll just make it so that you have less time enjoying the thing, right? But yeah, can there be interest in steampunk? I like that better. Steampunk is cool. Steampunk is really fucking cool.
Do you remember Guns of Icarus?
Yes, every day. God, I miss Guns of Icarus.
Gone before its time.
Gone before its time. And then they made Alliance and nobody liked that. Oh, God. Guns of Icarus fans out there? Come on.
Dude, people talk about friend slop games
that
have potential as a friend slop
game. It
game.
really did, dude. Anyway.
It can be hard to find GMs because you might be like, I'm really interested in playing this game, but is there a GM in my area or who I can find online who knows this game and is willing to run it with me?
That's also fair.
And it gets rid of some of the shared vocabulary because a lot of games are like, I can't tell you how many games, instead of saying game master, have narrator or storyteller.
Yeah, but everybody calls it a GM at some point, okay?
Yeah, like one of the very early habits I instated was just to learn what is the term I can use that is system agnostic.
Yeah. GM is absolutely system agnostic. It really is. I like calling myself a storyteller when we're playing Vampire. It makes me feel fucking It makes me feel fucking I don't know, fucking what's the word? Fuck me.
It's a good term for what you're doing.
Yeah, it's a good term for what you're doing. It also makes me feel a little pretentious, so I like that.
Okay. Yeah.
But yes, so but I don't like go, oh, you called me a GM. That's not right. It's like, no, dude, that's stupid. You're a game master, okay? You are. And if you say DM for everything, I know what you mean. So it's fine.
I'm imagining, you know how Garibay says like, oh, you need to have a house to be a DM. I'm imagining the doctors who are like, "Oh, I didn't spend 8 years in medical school to be called Mister." Just like, "Oh, I didn't buy a house in such and such whatever state to be called a storyteller. It's a dungeon master,
It's a
goddammit."
I'm a dungeon master. Exactly, dude. Exactly. What's Friend Slup? Friend Slup is those games. If you're actually asking seriously, Friend Slup is those games that are like Lethal Company and the Repo is one of the newer ones. It's games where you play with friends and it's just fun. Some of them are Friend Slup and actually shit, but like they're still funny because it's just kind of funny to laugh with your friends. um Fucking Draco Kraken and I played Friend Slop not too long ago. It was Nuclear Nightmare. We played that together. It was pretty good. Once we like figured it out, it was pretty good. Look, all DMs are really looking for one term to acknowledge them. Daddy. I mean God. Damn it, I did it again. Thank you, August. Is Among Us Friend Slop? Yes, it was one of the first. Absolutely.
Oh, what was that? Fall Guys.
Yeah, Fall Guys was also I would call it Friend Slop. I know it was Battle Royale, but like
Yeah, kind of. But like, it
Friend Slop didn't really become a term until
Friend Slop just kind of generally became anything to get you and your buddies together and talking about a game.
Yeah. Phasmophobia was one, you know? Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Anyway.
Or the oh god, I can't remember. There's one that I reviewed recently that had an even obscure one. But just in that, there's this fragmentation of this vocabulary of the rules within the game, which it makes sense for games that are game master-less to not have that term. But I sometimes find it annoying to be like, just call it a game master. I understand Dungeon Master is D&D, so let's.
What master is problematic?
I
don't.
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
I can understand how you can get there, but like I feel like you need to work to get there, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels like it's an unnecessary point.
I don't know enough about the etymology of the word.
I suppose. But I would also then just cite what we don't utilize it in the same way for this, so I don't know. It doesn't carry the same meaning necessarily, you know? I really I don't know. Anyway. It's
I have no attachment to the word. It can be a different word for all.
Well, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly. Is Mario Party Friend Slop? Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
I would say
Which really, like, any video game is Friend Slop.
Yes.
It just has to have popular appeal.
Yeah.
One could argue Super Smash Bros. Is Friend Slop.
Yeah, one could. Yeah.
Not call it Dungeon Master. Just use it call it Game Master. You don't have to come up with a brand new term for this already established thing. But
yeah, but they want to have their unique identity, which is fine. I don't see there being a problem there either, you know? Like, I understand the idea.
What is the World of Darkness?
Storyteller, legitimately. Just...
I do. Oh, what was it in Delta Green?
Oh, Handler.
No, I could have sworn there was one who was like Crypt Keeper or something.
Call of Cthulhu is Keeper of the Arcane Lore.
There we are.
Yeah. I have no problem with all these games wanting to have their own unique thing, even if it quote unquote fragments the language, because we're all going to understand what it means eventually. because when I just look at the person who's running the game and they say, I'm the whatever, and you guys are the players, or whatever it is, whatever term you want to use, I understand what that means. They're the one who's running the show, while I'm also here enjoying the thing, you know? So, you know? I, I, I don't know. The fragmentation of language doesn't seem like it's going to be that big of a deal to me, because I don't think it's going to fragment the language that much. I really don't.
Yeah.
And because you have all these different mechanics and rule sets, some of them are similar, some of them are different. I feel like there's just this lack of universality to the language that has come somewhat from the urge to be like, this is different, this isn't just D&D with a like facade put on it, but to feel more mechanically different, even if the rule set is different. And yes, it is sometimes helpful to have different terms for different mechanics, and that I understand, but there's just this lack of consistency that...
No, the consistency is, this is the title of the person who's running the game. That's all it is. You don't need universal consistency between a bunch of games, because all of the roles are consistent, not the terms necessarily, right? I can understand the handler is the one who runs the game in Delta Green. The keeper of arcane lore is the one who runs the game in Call of Cthulhu. Like, the agents are the players in Delta Green. The investigators are the players in Call of Cthulhu. The dungeon master and the players, because there's not any other distinction there, is for D&D. Game master and I think players for Pathfinder. I can't remember. It's just the role that you need to understand rather than the term.
Yeah, like it quite literally just boils down to your Plato's cave shadow puppet master, or your cave dweller.
Exactly.
I feel like when I first was getting into the hobby 10 years ago, there was this kind of universal language. Whether you think we've got too many or not enough RPGs, I think we can all agree that sometimes you need something sweet to eat while you're playing
Oh,
games.
it's an ad. Oh boy. Oh, what's it gonna be? Oh, I'm so excited.
I think ice cream.
Okay. It's got to be a candy for me. It's got to be a candy. All right, here we go.
All right.
For that, we're going to go over to today's video sponsor. Every adventure deserves great company, good food, and a little magic at the table. Brass Dragon Bistro crafts fantasy-inspired treats for game nights, gifting, and cozy moments alike. One of my favorites that always finds its way to the center of the table, the Halfling Hot Cocoa Cosmic Caramels.
Fuck
They're
yeah,
rich,
caramel.
soft, and comforting, like a warm mug of cocoa shared by a halfling hearth. Perfect for mid-session treats, post-game wind-downs, or anytime you want something a little cozy and indulgent. Whether you're stocking a snack table, building the perfect gift bundle, or treating yourself between quests, Brass Dragon Bistro has something for every adventurer. Explore the full menu at brassdragonbistro.com and bring a little comfort, flavor, and fantasy to every table. You know what?
Unironically, those look pretty rad.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're not sponsored, but like, that's the thing.
Back on the positive.
Like, I agree with you, Entropy. I think these titles are meant to maintain the tone of the game, so I don't really see an issue. Yes, exactly. That's all it is. It's for the tone. It's for the actual game itself, so that it can be unique in that way, right? Like, again, I could just look at the person who's running the game and say, you're the head of the table, and I'm in one of these chairs. I now know what's going on, right?
I just resort to simplifying it down as if I were explaining D&D to someone who does not play TTRPGs.
Yep.
I would say the person who writes the game and helps set the world up, and then we're all the players in the world.
Exactly. It's really simple. And if it's the games that and I know she talked about it a little bit, but the DM-less games, your solo games, or ones that are any of that kind of sort, where you don't have a head of the game, somebody who's actually arbitrating and stuff, and that's up to you. Where you can understand why there wouldn't be a dungeon master or anything like that. It's like, yeah, I mean, so I can still, but like with that rationale, then you would also understand what it means when you have the dungeon master or whatever in the games, because you're at least able to recognize that there is no driving force from somebody else in these other games. It is your choices and what you have to do with the book. So you're the player, while the book is really your game master, right? Having done, when we did the 24-hour stream, I did a solo adventure, and honestly, for that one at least, it was a Call of Cthulhu one, and I didn't really I felt like it was a little too choose your own adventure rather than a an experience that felt like I was playing a solo RPG of some sort, TTRPG, right? Which I guess it's what it needed to be in order for it to work. But I don't know, it felt like I had less to work with because I don't have somebody else there to like bounce off of, and I do way better with somebody to bounce off of.
It didn't give you that dungeon delving experience that you crave,
Yeah,
that you yearn for.
exactly. Oh, I know you're good, Timothy. No worry about it. All right.
I feel like with a lot of these new games, there in some ways are easier like or more accessible entry points, because a lot of the games we've been seeing recently are rules light. That makes it easier to dive into. You're not overwhelming a new player with here's a giant rule book you need to memorize, but like, okay,
We never. Okay. So, that is not how you introduce people to these books. I'm sorry. If somebody is brand new, okay, I don't tell them. I do tell them to read their player's handbook. That's true. We have done that. But we've also said the other concession is at least know what your character can do. So you only need to pay attention to the stuff that's for your character. It's not the whole book necessarily, okay? Because I can help you with the day-to-day, you got to roll this to do this. I don't need you to learn how to necessarily do this stuff. Hell, you don't even need to know how the dice work yet. I can help you with that. But, like, I need you to at least understand a little bit about how your character works first. Because if you want to do something, and your character has this ability to do something, then I want you to at least know that that ability exists, right? Write it down on your character sheet, have your character sheet be all the stuff that's relevant, and then we can go from there.
Dude, I don't even need you to know which dice is what.
Yeah.
Like, I have sat down with players in a lot of my sessions and put a d20 in front of them and a d6 and been like, all right, these are the only two dice you will roll this session.
Yeah.
Pointed to the d20 and I said, usually if you're asked to make a roll, it's usually this one.
Yes. Exactly. Like you don't have to present to them the whole, like, when we first started, I looked at the character sheet and went, holy fuck, how am I going to do this? But then when like you get that understanding, and I'm not like most people a lot of the time, I read the entire thing cover to cover for the player's handbook because I wanted to know everything that I could about the game. But like if you look at that sheet and then it's like, okay, you go to your game master and go, what do I need to know? They will help you. They will guide you, okay? And if you're all brand new, you'll go to Reddit probably, okay? But like,
some poor sap among you will probably be convinced to buy, or rather, be convinced by his friends to like DM the game.
Yeah.
And so that poor sap goes to the local like hobby shop and goes, "Oh, well, I probably need a DMG so that way I can DM D&D." And then you buy it like a fucking fool. That's what I did.
That's yup. That's what I did. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
Hey, here's one.
Call the GM the one who channels Garibay and never explain what that means. Yes.
The one who owns a house.
That tells you everything that you need to know to play the game. Also, a lot of these games do have a low or no cost kind of entry point. They'll have, a download this document to get a like quick start.
Yeah, I was gonna say quick start.
Entry
Okay.
into the game. I really appreciate that because especially for new games, games that you might have a harder time finding people who are experienced in it already. Hey, I can download this, I can try it out before I invest a whole lot of money into it and see, hey, is it a good fit for me? Also, is it a good fit for my table? Also, a lot of them can be played as one-shots, or they designed completely to be one-shots. And I feel like that's a really good entry point for new players because it's not come up with this character that you're going to play for the next 2 years. Instead, it's, hey, we'll get together, we'll play this one-shot, see if we like it. And then we can keep playing more games in the system, whether it's a system that's designed to kind of be played in like chapters or just a whole bunch of one-shots. Another side to
So that is a definite strength to having people like check out your system.
Yes.
We were even discussing amongst ourselves like, oh, I'd like to play a one shot of that.
Yeah, exactly. I have the I did buy it, but I got the starter set for Starfinder 1E back in the day. Never got to play it, but like everything's there for you to have a character already made and everything so that you don't have to worry about it too much, and like it gives you the quick start rules and all that kind of stuff. Like it's good to do. So yeah, it's just if people are making these quick start things, and a lot of games do have these very simplified rules so that you can just do that, so you can test it out, then it makes it way easier for you to understand what you might be looking for. Just look for those.
I remember when it looked like there was going to be a Fate game a while back,
Yep.
and the character I made for that, Jedediah.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh God. I missed that character. That character that I never got to play.
I know. we talk about him a few times every year, honestly. He does come up
He
a
has
lot.
a place in my soul.
Yeah, no, I like it. I always like it.
the boon in RPGs is I feel like it can be harder on those forever GMs. The kind of, we have a gaming group, we may switch up the systems, but we have one person who's consistently the game master.
Sure.
Because look, they have to learn new mechanics. They have to, if there's somebody who like organizes gameplay, they have to teach these mechanics now to new players. Every time we switch to a new system. They have to manage wildly different rules and adventure types. Like, if you've gotten used to the way to build an adventure in D&D, switching to how do I plan an adventure for something like the Cypher system, which is built to kind of be a lot more like open world. The players kind of determine a lot more of what happens, and they
Well, you've sold me on Cypher. Hang on, I gotta write this down so that I don't fucking forget. That's my kind of game. Fuck. I've heard Cypher many a time. I've never. I remember even it was talked about in
I'm looking at it now.
in the stream. We've had somebody in the chat talk about Cypher here and there. So I have it now in a tab open up, so I'm gonna go look at this later. All right. Fuck. That's just another one.
Game master reacts rather than kind of being like, here's the story that we are going
Yep.
to play.
Oh, fuck. No, you've got me even more when you say that. Fuck. I'm sold. That's how I fucking play Vampire. God damn it.
And there are different paths you can go down. This is why I feel like a lot of people still default to D&D, even if there might be a better fit for their group, just because it's the like, let's just stick to D&D because that's what everybody in this group knows.
Sure.
We can homebrew, we can, you know.
It's the desire to appeal to the least common denominator, the milk toast. Which, like, yeah, absolutely. If you want to have if your goal is, I want to have a table that plays a TTRPG, D&D is just the way to go.
Yeah.
Because it's the milk toast. It's the one everyone knows.
Yeah.
But if you want to play anything good, you play anything else.
Yeah.
House rule, alter rules to play the kind of game we want to play, but we're at least all on the same page and not investing a whole lot of mental energy into learning a new system, as well as financial investment. Because, I mean, if you've bought all of the D&D books, that's a huge investment.
Sure.
And to then suddenly be like, we're not going to play this game anymore, like, okay, well, that's just pretty things on my shelf now.
Yeah, I was okay. All right, okay.
No, I bought my D&D dice. I can't use them for Pathfinder. Despite that, I do get her point.
I get it as well. There is a slight disappointment if you do invest a lot into something and nobody wants to actually play it. Yeah, absolutely. That sucks. I don't know, man. I own so many games. Some of them are multiplayer games. I will never play them with anybody. That's just a thing for me in the games that I own, because not everybody's into the same thing that I am. Okay, that's just how it goes. It's unfortunate. And I've already said I'm a huge coward who cannot ask other people if they want to do something. So that's my problem that I got to deal with. That I have spent this money and will not actually use it necessarily. But with the TTRPGs,
you hoard your knowledge of cool franchises and you sleep on it like a dragon.
I do, exactly. Yeah, I don't know, man. What are you gonna like? That's just the risk that you take with a lot of stuff, I will say. If it's stuff that is meant for a group, I have so many board games, physical board games, and I don't have anybody to play them with. Like I own Vampire the Masquerade's Rivals card game. I've played that on Tabletop Sim once with Draco Kraken and Eureka, I think it was that time. But like I would like to play with these cards that I own because they're cool, you know? Like I don't know, man. But I also just want the board games. So like I'm happy that I have them and I have things to entertain people if I should ever have anybody over ever. It's not happening anytime soon. But like I have those options. I don't know, you know? Same thing for like the D&D books. We don't play D&D. We don't in our friend group, and this is the only group that I play TTRPGs with now. Like sometimes I do stuff with the patrons, but that's not happened for a long time, and we don't play D&D. That's just not what we do. So I like looking at the books and reading through them here and there just to like, you know, remember some stuff or look for the research or even use it for the show sometimes. But like I spent money on these things that I'm not gonna like use as they were intended, I guess. They're just gonna look nice on my shelf. Oh no. Mm,
But they do look nice.
they do look nice. I like those covers. I don't have any of the new shit, but like I have the other stuff that I like. That looks cool.
Positive.
Occasionally,
Go on.
never mind.
Okay.
Feel like this rise in the indie RPGs especially, but the more variety within RPGs has also helped create a more welcoming community. Because
Yes.
we're seeing a lot more like indie designers, I feel like there's a lot more of the closer creator to player interaction. That's how a lot of the smaller designers like get word out is you have direct interaction between I designed this game and I'm talking to the people playing this game.
May I point you to Peter from Tales of Elsewhere? That guy is cool. I like that guy. And he has designed his game and he's run it for people on his channel. I've seen that. I've not watched them because I'm waiting until the game like is in my hands before I actually like read through it and like learn how it works because I want the physical book that I got through the Kickstarter because I like books, right? And then maybe I'll go and watch that kind of stuff. But like, he literally came to we are a rinky-dink fucking operation of like 3 people that don't like like it's crazy, man.
We don't get 200 views.
We
on
don't.
One of our videos.
That's right. Anyway, so just to bolster her point a little bit.
That doesn't happen as much with the bigger studios. It's welcomed a lot more experimentation because you're not like, okay, I'm going to put out a digital PDF game. I'm not going to invest a whole bunch of money into publishing a book. I can experiment with this. I can do things that maybe are a little different. And it also has like encouraged a lot of fan-made supplements. We've even seen some fan-made supplements help lead to people getting careers in some of the larger publishers, or even some publishers like collecting fan-made stuff and putting it out there. I feel like it has helped foster a lot more collaboration in the community, and because we're seeing a lot more diversity within the voices, it's just kind of naturally becoming more welcoming because new players or people who have been playing for a long time but have not seen themselves in the people who are creating the games are now seeing people that's like, we have something in common and I can see myself in this hobby a little bit more. And sometimes even just going and deep diving into one specific system, you can kind of find a little bit more of this like niche, like essentially fandom, rather than feeling like, oh my god, I'm stepping into this huge giant community that do I fit, do I not? I kind of touched on this earlier, but the last kind of negative that I thought about is player recruitment issues. Finding players for niche systems can be difficult. Even if you have somebody who knows the game and wants to run it, you still need people to play in the game. Unless you're doing like a solo RPG, you need other players. This can be hard if you don't have an established group that is willing to experiment. A lot of gaming stores have D&D night or Pathfinder night or Starfinder night, but they don't necessarily have the indie RPG night, or even like Cypher System. You see that a lot less, so it's a little bit harder to like go and find them. If it's not an established RPG, that can also be harder to like, even if you just go and be like, hey, can I put a flyer up? Or I'm going to post in my local, whatever forum to see if I can find any players. Like, I feel like, if I don't know the gaming system, if I see looking for these players, I'm less likely to click on that, even if I'm looking for a game to play, than I am if it's a system that I'm familiar with.
Yes.
Because, okay, I gotta learn something new. Or I just don't, looking over stuff, like, I look at it and think, I'm not familiar with that. I don't know if it's even a RPG, tabletop RPG game. It could be a card game. It could be people looking to play online video game. Like, there's
Well, okay, so first off, maybe do some more research to know what you're even looking at, right? In the sense of just Google whatever it is they called it, so that you know what it is, I suppose. But my concern, I suppose, that I would usually have is, would I even like enjoy the group, right? If I were to join some random group, right? Because for me, I listen to actual plays here and there, right? But I've got like 3 that I actually listen to. I try to find different ones here and there when I like think about a game, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I want, because like it takes a while for these things to come out sometimes, right? So like, I'll look for that game, and then I'll find one that's playing that game, because there's a shit ton of actual plays out there, and I start listening to them, and I'm like, ooh, I really don't like the dynamic of this group. Like, ooh, I don't know about this one, you know? It's something about it just throws me off, right? Could be the same way for the random group that you try to, join.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's hard. I understand.
not that instant recognition of like,
YouTube ate your chat comment. You didn't even say naughty words. I'm sorry, Timothy. It's YouTube.
By the way, Alejo,
Yep.
what sort of TTRPGs do you listen to actual plays of?
Delta Green, Call of Cthulhu, and I think that's it right now. I like a lot of the horror types of games, and the groups that I listen to, pretending to be people, I've talked about them before. They do mostly Delta Green, but they don't do things necessarily the same way that you would see for like Delta Green. And then Apocalypse Players is the one that I usually listen to for Call of Cthulhu stuff. They've done a couple of other different things, but mostly it's Call of Cthulhu. Really like them, really like what they do. Actually, that's the other thing. Chaotic Neutral is a channel here on YouTube that is run by the people who do No Rolls Barred, which is a board game channel. They also do a TTRPG channel called Chaotic Neutral that they play Call of Cthulhu, and I think they did some what's it called? Moon. It's the space one that I can't remember right now. That is more generic. There's another one, Mystery Quest as well. Mystery Quest is another channel on YouTube that I listen to. I think they're also on streaming stuff, but I listen to them because I like the dynamic of a lot of the people there. Call of Cthulhu, other things. It's a lot of the horror kind of RPGs that I like. I listened to one for Vampire for a while, that I can't remember the name of at this point. It was pretty good though, and I don't know why I stopped listening to it. I really liked it. But yeah, it was just all that kind of stuff. Nothing that is D&D or fantasy specifically much anymore, I guess. Sorry. There's one more. It's the actual show title is called Get in the Trunk. But I don't remember what the group is called that actually runs it, but they do another Delta Green thing that is more traditional Delta Green stuff. And I really like that one too. Yeah. There's probably some others here and there that I've listened to. Yeah, there's another Delta Green one that was called I think it's like, I'm sorry honey, I have to take this or something. A lot more kind of traditional Delta Green stuff. Though there's a little bit of a spin to it here and there. That I also enjoyed. I don't know why I stopped listening to that one too. But yeah.
Interesting. This question doesn't really go anywhere. I was just curious to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. Get in the trunk. We're doing a kidnapping. Yes, exactly. I was trying to say, ask Aiden to play those multiplayer games. I believe in you, and play it on the channel so I can watch. That's fair. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things, man. When I get the moment where I'm like, yeah, I want to play this. Usually I'm just like, but everybody's busy. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. You know, like, and I'm just going in my own head, and then I go lay down. So that's how it works.
Meanwhile, us like, oh man, it's a here we are a weekend day with nothing to do.
Yep.
Guess I'll go play whichever. Guess I'll go play Prey for the umpteenth time.
Yep. And then I'm over here just watching like House again for like the 20th time. And I'm like, man, I like the show.
I'm making my way through season 2 of DS9.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yep.
How are you liking it at this point? You still good?
It's pretty neat.
Hell yeah.
I'm just starting season 2.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
I hear apparently shit pops off.
Yeah, I think so. I think you might get farther than me because I think I stopped at season 1, unfortunately, just because I got distracted. So you will know more than I do. That's exciting. Maybe you can get me to like need to watch it.
I don't know. All I know is like apparently a war happens.
Yes, that is something that does happen in that show. Apparently it's better because of it, which is cool.
Yeah, apparently that is the catalyst for things getting good.
Yeah, that's what I hear. But anyway, my head tells me everyone is busy too. I get it. Yeah, it's a it's a self-confidence problem that I've got. It's pretty cool. You know how I am. I'm not like other mentally ill people. Absolutely not.
Oh,
no, it's well, yes, I understand how they in their conditions can think those things, but them thinking those things because they suffer those does not in any way affect me.
Yes, exactly.
I am a separate case.
Exactly. Just because we think the same things does not mean we are the same.
Yeah.
Woo!
Looking for D&D players. Great.
Oh, Jesus. Is it over? There's still so many more minutes. What? No, there's more to... Okay, okay, how long does this go? Not too much longer, I think.
So, a few kind of
there we are.
big...
Okay, alright, anyway. Maybe this is like an announcement video or something? I don't know. Okay.
Takeaways from this is...
No,
I feel like
this is still
the hobby right now is in this kind of Cambrian explosion where we've just seen so many games that are coming out. Some of these games are going to end up vanishing. Some are going to stick around.
Sure.
And, a few of them might become the new D&D. There's always that possibility. Now, market saturation does not mean there's creative saturation. The creative, even if the market feels a little crowded right now, the creative output is still healthy. I think the limiting factor now is discoverability instead of imagination. Like, that's, I think, why I'm still constantly excited when I see new RPG games, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I hadn't thought about this as a game, but this sounds fun. I want to play this. Even
WildSea. WildSea is such a unique thing. The fucking canopies that you go on a chainsaw ship over. Like, who thinks of that? It's fucking awesome, dude. We immediately, we were just like, oh my god, that's great. I own that game. It's over there. It's, I can't wait. One day we will play it, probably, maybe, someday. But like, yeah. It's
one day you promise to yourself.
It's more likely than any of the other things.
It'll happen somehow.
Somehow, someday.
Someday. It will.
It will. Just throw the credits in there somewhere. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. So we'll see, I guess. But anyway.
Though I've got a whole bookcase full of games that I could play. And I think this has also led to a rise in play culture over system culture. We're seeing a lot more, increasingly players are focused on story structure, safety tool, themes, like session length, even those like more practical things. And choosing the games based on the vibe rather than necessarily the rules. Actual play content has definitely helped shift this landscape.
There you go. Finally.
We still have like Critical Role that's using D&D, but even Dimension 20 has branched out and used they use Kids on Bikes.
Did they?
Unmodified versions of Kids on Bikes for the Mentopolis, I think, if I'm correct. I know they've used a couple of smaller publisher games for a couple of the games that they've played. And there are so many actual plays that do play indie games or play smaller publishers beyond just D&D. This, I feel like, is definitely helping discovery. It's helping people be like, I never heard about that, but I'm watching a show on it. And it also in some ways helps introduce, like, now I understand how this game is played, so I can go play it, especially if you're somebody who, like, reading through the game doesn't necessarily make sense. You need to, like, play it or at least experience watching somebody else play it. So
I will say, one of the reasons why I understand these games a lot more, the ones that I watch and listen to a lot more, is because I've watched and listened to them so much. Because they do a lot of the time do go over the rules here and there and all that stuff. That's kind of like why for the vampire game that we've been doing, that whenever a rules thing comes up, I go into it. I want to go into it because it's one of those things where if you are watching it and you're confused as to potentially how something works, like we are at that time, then, I go into the book and I look for it. Hell, today I found a typo in the book when I was looking for a rule. But like I still went into what the rule was and everything, just to use it. It was healing aggravated damage is what happened in this session. Ooh. Um, yeah, it's useful.
Campaign details.
It's useful, I think, a lot of the time when these actual plays do happen, to go into those rules. And I'm totally fine and like when there's like a continuous kind of game that is kind of edited around them looking through the rules, because I know Pretending to Be People does that a lot of the time. Sometimes some rule stuff comes up that they keep in, but there is times where they have cut between like things that have happened because they need to look up the rules and all that kind of stuff, and it makes for a better listening experience for that in some instances. But like a lot of the time, I like hearing when people are like going over rules, because it's like, oh well, they're just like me. They
just like me for real.
I don't know, it's very, I think it's a good touch when I see it in a lot of things. So when the blue fuck is Kids on Bikes, it's a more simplified horror RPG where you're, and think of Stranger Things, but like not that universe. You are just like kids that go around and you're just like doing stuff, and then like shit is happening. I'm pretty sure it's something like that. I don't remember exactly. Probably a Pokemon spinoff where people give kids bikes and make them race each other. True. That's it. That's the one.
I'm crazy you called that.
So, what do you think? Are there too many tabletop RPGs?
No.
I'm still on the fence.
What?
I feel like there are definitely a handful that I'm like, this feels like D&D with a facade on the front. where you changed some names or you changed a couple mechanics, but was this necessary? But for the most part,
I want examples. I really want examples because I don't know. I guess I'm not in the space to see those kinds of things more so. So,
I'm still super excited.
like, on one hand, just throwing more brains at the issue of we don't have enough cool stuff in TTRPGs.
Yeah.
Does give a very good return on investment on cool stuff appearing. So, like, I am tempted to be like, yes, growth is always good. However, yes, you will invariably in your monkeys and typewriters situation,
true.
have things produced that generate nothing new. Everything in them is just rehashes of content that has already been, and
Mhm.
is not particularly welcome or wanted, I suppose, for in this scenario.
Yeah. Sorry.
Simultaneously, the situation of that thing you really liked can inspire people in the future to do more things in that vein.
Yeah.
Also has, oh well, you can have situations where new franchises produce nothing novel. Both of those situations do have to be true.
Yes.
However, I would say, as in, if I'm to volunteer TTRPGs that I think that we all should throw away, I would like to throw my hat in the ring with thirsty sword lesbians.
We never even looked into what that even is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It can go. Evil Hat Productions made it.
Oh, what was the one that we
What was
actually
that,
didn't like from them?
Terminator one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the Terminator Call of Cthulhu fucking weird one. Fuck, what was that called? It's so forgettable that it's now like out of my brain. Regardless, that's the one. The one, yeah.
Something of Cthulhu.
Yeah. Was it like
It's blank.
fuck? Okay, I can find it easily. Evil Hat Productions Cthulhu will get me there. Fate of Cthulhu.
It was Fate of Cthulhu.
Yeah. Yeah, that was that whole premise is just it just doesn't seem like it's useful. Yes. Thank you, Entropy. Yeah, you said it right before I found or right as I was finding it. You know why that game was made? Also, not killing Fatal is wild. True. Fatal can go. Absolutely.
Yeah, Fatal.
Fatal is one of those ones. See, the thing is, right? It's that whole thing of like there's a lot of them out there. There are some that are going to be like Fatal, that do genuinely need to go because they are not made as a game. They're made as a, I mean, they're made as a game, but it's more made to.
It's made as a thought experiment into something.
Yeah.
And not as a game that you can play with your friends.
Yeah. And so some of them, some things definitely should go for sure, like that. And I would also say that novelty does not always equal, good or better. So like there's plenty of stuff like that. But would I ever would I ever concede that there are too many because things like that happen? No. I don't think so.
No.
Absolutely not. I don't even think I would ever be on the the fence about it, because like I don't know, it's that same mentality that I have with how games are right now. You have a shit ton of shit coming from shovelware developers. You have a shit ton of shit coming from AAA developers, but still, in the middle, you have so much good stuff that is coming out, and even the AAA stuff, there is some things that could be good or have been good, right? Same thing with books. Same thing with TTRPGs. Literally everything has this kind of effect when there's a lot of it, and that's just how it goes, right?
Yeah.
And like just one other thing is just those ideas, even if they're poorly executed and bad, because of the way that they were presented and everything, somebody could take that and then make something good out of it, you know? Like there's still that possibility as well. Or somebody just throws it away and it never sees the light of day. It's just it happens, you know?
Like, I would say that we have too many TTRPGs. Or how to put this? I would say the sentence,
Mhm.
oh, too many TTRPGs exist. We need less TTRPGs in existence. After seeing something like Fatal, much like how after seeing something like similarly upsetting in a news article,
Yes.
I might go, oh, literacy was a mistake.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I get you. I get you entirely. They're really fucked up TTRPGs made by cults. People don't know the trouble I've seen. Yeah, I mean, there's also really fucking weird anime out there that's made by cults. They also exist. Fucking like again, it's the same thing, right? All of them are the same thing. You just call out the bad ones that are actually bad, and you go, "Let's get rid of these," and then nobody fucking uses them. You know? Really though, the road to greatness is paved by garbage. Yeah, to a degree. I don't know. It's that thing of if we remain critical, right? Critical thought, and actually like able to look at these things critically, we should be okay in the sense of discerning what is actually worth sticking around and what isn't. And like, not to say that you can't just like something that is bad, because you can. You absolutely can. We fucking have B movies are a thing for a reason, you know? They still make these movies that are not good that people enjoy because one, they either laugh at them, or two, they find them actually good. But they still get produced. And it still has that kind of appeal. But we can at least still say, oh, well, this is actually something that's quality that we do want to see a lot more of when it's something that is actually good, right? Same thing with stories, same thing with, books, because everything's kind of stories, but like same thing with books, same thing with TTRPGs, right? When why can't I think of the name of the fucking game? Holy shit. Dark Souls, when the Dark Souls TTRPG book came out, everybody went, "Oh, hey man, this is shit." And then they fixed it. So like, you know, that it at that point was bad, didn't need to exist, but they made it so that it's actually a functional game that could. So, do people play it? No idea. But it's at least functional. Like it's not like it's shit anymore.
Do people play what?
The Dark Souls TTRPG that was the 5e based kind of
Oh
thing.
god, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, when it was bad, everybody went bad. But yeah, I don't know. With writing especially, you have to be bad before you get good. Not necessarily, but I understand your point.
Before you get good.
Yeah.
Get good.
Yeah, that's right.
Get good. Whatever, I'm making a Dark Souls reference.
Yeah.
I
I know.
No.
Okay.
Nah.
I
No. I don't think you do.
No,
I don't think you do.
No,
sir.
okay.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah. We do need more of those story things. Good point, Alejo. Thank you. But yeah, so I don't know. It's just my ultimate point here is just I disagree with that thought being taken as a literal thing and not just like what Aiden was saying of what is it fucking anything out there that's bad, we really should have just never been evolved from protoplasma, like it's fine.
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
Society was a mistake.
Exactly. All right, let's see if there's anything else here.
For new games that are coming out. I'm excited to see where the hobby goes, what new experiences, what new ways of playing games people figure out, and yeah, I'm still loving tabletop RPGs, even if right now I'm not having a whole lot of time to play them. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you next time on Roll for Initiative. Bye!
It makes me feel sad. Oh no, there it is! There's the video! Goodbye! No! Oh no, that hurts! Oh! Why you do this? That's Roll for Initiative. Why'd you do it? Because it's their newest video! No! Anyway.
Man, and I was just gonna say, man, that was some real shit they said about I still enjoy TTRPGs.
Yeah.
Even if I don't have the time to enjoy them.
Exactly.
And I was gonna be like, man, that's some real shit. And then, closing the Roll for Initiative chapter comes up.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I was saying it before in the beginning. Like I remember every time we covered Roll for Initiative, it wasn't like bad. It's just like one of those things where you have some disagreements here and there, right? And it's just it's good for conversation.
Some minor squabbles here and there, but like overall, like good discussion, great discourse.
Yes, exactly. So I'm very, very sad. Very, very sad. Come on. Anyway. Sad cry. So, I do have a second video, but I do want to ask you, how are you feeling, my guy? We have done this for a bit. It has been 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I am kind of starting to feel it, truthfully.
That honestly fair. This is what happened last time we did the show. Everybody kind of dropped after a little while, and I had 2 things prepared, but we're getting older.
I do like having the idea of like the little like pocket video on the docket.
Yeah,
of, like,
exactly.
A little like why?
If this one doesn't go for like more than an hour, then we get to do another one. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, hey, it's nowhere like the times. Remember back fucking.
Dude, remember those 6-hour
fucking shows,
episodes? Do you remember editing those, Alejo?
I do. They would take a full fucking night for them to render. Jesus Christ. Yeah, man. Oh man.
Aren't you thankful?
To a degree, but also at this point, I have a better like setup than I did back when we started, so it wouldn't actually take as long, technically.
That's fair.
But I mean, it's just one of those things, man. We've been doing this for 6 years, you know. It's crazy. I mean, and by the way, everybody, if you're still hanging out right now, 2 weeks from now is going to be the start of season 7. We're actually going to do the show on the 31st, and that is literally like the anniversary, like the actual anniversary. I think it's either the 30th or the 31st was the first time that we put up the show in January of 2019. So yeah, it's actually kind of crazy that we actually got to the point of like being near the actual day again. Very cool. But anyway,
That's fucking wild,
isn't it? We'll have done this for 6 years.
Fucking wild, dude.
I know. Love it every time. Anyway, I will of course extend the invitation to my lovely co-host here. If you wish to leave, you may.
And I shall take you up on this invitation, son. Most gracious of you, most gracious indeed. I bid you the finest of evenings.
Good
and
evening,
to our
sir.
fine audience, a similar fate.
Yes. It'll be a pleasure to see you again, sir, in a week. Indeed.
Yes, yes. I bid you anon. Oh, goodbye.
Oh, fucking hell. Love that guy. All right. So, we move on to comments. Let us read some comments. Hey? Alrighty. Oh, that still makes me so sad that they're done with their channel. Okay. So we have a couple comments. These are from a couple weeks ago from the last episode. This first one is from Timothy. Teardrop Timothy. Saying, hello, bros. New lore. All right, give me a second. My throat kind of is scratchy. So I'm going to open up a ginger beer. Non-alcoholic ginger beer. I really like these. I really, really do. Anyway. Title, The Duel. Veronica sat in the garden waiting for word of Venor's arrival, surrounded by patches of mint, the scent of which brought images of Cornell in her mind. She could almost feel his tail around her. Could this be the end? She could hear what Cornell said on their honeymoon. May my strength always be yours, a queen I do not deserve. I will never leave your side, even when I am far. Oh, that's nice. Veronica ran her hand across her belly. A small bump started to form. She thought, this is not the end. I will see my Cornell again, and he will meet his child. I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh. Galvin walked into the garden to check on Veronica. Galvin, everything okay? Veronica, yes, just thinking. Good to hear. I'm not sure if being pregnant with a half-dragon is worse than normal. It will be painful more so than normal, I would say. It will take much effort to keep myself alive after childbirth. Cornell and I talked about it many times. That's good. Ah, right. That's pretty scary, the Tabaxi chuckled to lighten the mood. You and Massimo have been the best house guests I could have asked for. I had no idea my little brother Leroy could attract friends like you. He always kept to himself growing up. Leroy boy can be grumpy, but if he likes you, he'd die for you. He's made life a lot more interesting. Before I met him, I used to paint, drink, and pass out somewhere. Now look at me. I'm an adventurer, helping kings and queens and shit like that. True. And a great adventurer at that. I can't wait for Cornell to see the paintings you made around the castle while he was gone. He might make you the richest tabaxi in the world for all that work. I don't need all that. Staying in the castle is payment enough, and maybe some more of that pink ale of his. True. All you can drink. I promise you that. I'll drink double while you're carrying that baby. Drink for two, so to speak. Hee. General Zoe, or Zoe, I don't remember. Soon entered the garden. I'm gonna say Zoe. My queen, the great worm Venor, is here. It's time for the duel. Good. I grew tired of waiting. Are the rest of the generals in the courtyard? Ready, willing, and able, my queen. All accounted for. After you, then. Veronica, you are coming back, right? No need to worry, Galvin. My story will not end here. Excuse me. Veronica walked into the castle courtyard. The three generals stood in a line on one side. Zoe quickly joined them. Directly across from Veronica stood a massive purple dragon, with a smaller purple dragon standing beside them. Royalty stands before us. and soon a royal corpse will rot at our feet. Let us bow. Both dragons bowed slightly. General Mapletree stepped forward to announce the duel. Mapletree. On this day, we bear witness to formal combat. The purple dragon Venor has caused great damage to the Moon Valley, and shall be punished by the hand of the Queen herself. Surrender or die rules. Any statements before combat? Veronica stood silent, glaring ahead at Venor. I do hope nobody will hate me after I kill you, Queen. It would break my heart so. I'll be sure to leave a suitable body to mourn. Mapletree struck a large bell, starting the duel. The two battled back and forth with focus, as if playing chess. The fight lasting an hour. Though short, it was just as brutal as armies clashing in war. Vines wrapped around the purple dragon, holding him in place. Veronica, with blood dripping down her face, walked up steps made of solid dirt until she stood eye to eye with the dragon. The vines became tighter, choking the dragon. Bring the soul to me. I will hold life itself in my hand to command it. I own it. Come to me. A bright purple light slowly emerged from the dragon's head. Venor tried to gargle out words, but failed. His body went limp. The bell rang out once more, ending the duel. Mapletree. The duel is finished. Queen Veronica Alabaster is victorious. Veronica walked over to the smaller dragon. You may take the body back. The soul stays. Younger dragon. I'm just here to witness. Keep the body. It's the soul that matters. I'll get you back for this someday and get my father's soul from you. We shall see. I'll be here when you are brave enough. That's all I got. Have a nice day. Thank you. And thank you for the lore. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. And then we have Unit Rico as well. Saying, wait, so maybe I'm misremembering something about the first video, but didn't the guy praise earlier editions for making PCs significantly different from commoners? You start as a veteran at fighter level 1, and then criticizes 5e for setting you apart through the backgrounds. Sure, mechanically you get more, but writing-wise, is it that much different? I don't believe so, yeah. So, yeah. Overall, though, I don't really get the premise of the video. Have any of the stakes and regular people and stuff really disappeared from newer editions just because the stat blocks changed? Can you still not describe these things? Don't these blocks exist, pretty much only to use them in case of combat? Yes. Honestly, it feels like these videos fall into the genre of new books give you additional stuff in case you need it, and therefore role-playing and creativity are dead for some reason. It's all pretend. You can in fact just fill in gaps if you want to or need it. Edit. If magic replaces hard labor, what happens to the commoners? I mean, we can look at the last 150 years of history of mechanization and automation and take some inspiration from that if you don't want to resort to hand-waving. True! I think that's incredibly important as a point of reference, right? Our actual history, has shown that when we create magic or mechanization and automation, again, what is it? Any advanced technology is insufficient, or fuck. What is the quote? Oh god. Oh, I'm stupid. Any sufficiently advanced technology, right? Efficient. I gotta find it. Here we go. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Yes, that is it. Okay. Oh, I'm not stupid. I promise. I do remember that. But yeah, so, like, I don't know, man. Like, when we have created things like a, fucking, what is it? A steamroller, you know, to smooth down the asphalt and stuff that we've laid down instead of having the peasants fucking till up the roads and everything and then smooth them down. Like, what do we do with them? I don't know. We still need the person to ride the fucking lawnmower, right? Not lawnmower, fucking steamroller. That's the word. And with this section, Have any of the stakes in regular people and stuff really disappeared from newer editions just because the stat blocks changed? Can you still not describe these things? Don't these blocks exist pretty much only to use them in case of combat? So that last one, yes, but the so he was saying because WotC is not giving you sufficient like resources already in the book about the peasants, basically the common people, that it is making it so that people are not thinking about the common people and that being their reason for going through these adventures. And I remember I specifically went through Tomb of Annihilation's source book a little bit, just for that beginning section of that first city. And I would argue that the common people that are the ones who are giving you the quests that are actually named in those are still common people, while the rest of them, you do have like templates to utilize to actually create those common people, right? So if they're still there, you still care about them. The fact that the adventure itself is about saving everyone from not being able to die and like becoming I think now correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the curse is not just about not being able to die, but it's also about losing pieces of your soul when you die or something like that. I could be wrong about that. That's my recollection at least. But please correct me if I'm wrong. So like when you when you're still helping everyone, right? So like why I don't know, it's that thing of like just because it's not said in the book doesn't mean that it's not there necessarily, like you were talking about before. And like I don't think we need the books to specifically state, hey, the peasants here are in trouble and they're the ones who are asking you for help necessarily, unless that is the point of the quest that's given, right? Because everybody gets affected by the world ending shit, and then when you're still talking to like the guard captain and stuff for like these other things, well, they're still like a common person who is telling you, hey, we need this thing done because it's for the good of all of the people in the city and such. Usually, I don't know, you can extrapolate and infer a lot of things easily, I feel. So I really don't think that we are in a situation where people just don't care about the common people unless you're literally looking at this as like the, I don't know, fucking children that are like unable to understand that, I guess, somehow. Or you're like, again, I don't know if the book needs to spell it out for you. Okay, I really don't. Because and with the one D&D stuff, I haven't even read a lot of those things, if any, just to know how they write their adventures, because apparently their adventures aren't even doing well in the writing aspect, as far as I'm aware. But again, I haven't read them, so I don't know, right? Um, I don't know. And again, with the stat block thing, I don't know what the fuck that was about. Everything has a stat block, so not as good, I guess. I don't know. Fucking people murder hobo people in D&D and stuff back when it was the fucking regular first box. So black and not black and white. I guess it's just the box, the D&D box or whatever. B/E, right? That was the thing. Anyway, thank you for the comment, Rico. Appreciate you. Yeah. I really, I don't know, with the common people dwindling thing. Again, that was a video that got a lot of people to watch it somehow, and I don't know why. Fucking I know Rico in the server, in the Discord server. We have a Discord server if you didn't know. Rico in the Discord server said, I guess we gotta put dwindling in every title now if we want to get big, so seemed like that's what it was. That's what worked. I don't know. I really don't know. Again, retention on that video is very bad. So, because people, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like people want to watch that stuff. And we appreciate all of you who do, of course. And we appreciate all of you who do like check it out at least too. Anyway, that's it for comments. I'm gonna shill a little bit. So if you're not cool with me talking about ways to support us, that's cool. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for hanging out. For those of you who do stick around to the end, appreciate you, and we will continue on. Great show as always, Alejo. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. We have a website. Over on this website, it's tabletalkd&d.us. It's in the description and everything, and you can go to the Support Us Further page if you wish to support us further financially. That's up to you, of course, if you wish to, if you have the means, and if you want to. It's all up to you. We do not have it as an obligation. This is just options, of course, to support us further. That being said, we have a Patreon and a Ko-Fi. Patreon.com/TableTalkCrew and Ko-Fi, oh, that's so bright, .com/TableTalkCrew. Both of these, you can become a table flipper through, supporting us for as little as $1 a month for a membership. Become a table flipper. You can be a different fucking metal if you want. And if you do, you get early access to things if that's available, as well as just basically supporting us financially a little bit if you want to. And then also, if I do things for table flippers specifically, you'll have a chance to be a part of those. So it's really up to you if you want to for that reason, or you just want to give us a buck just to support us. That being said, thank you. Big thank you goes out to our tier 4 contributors, that being Steely, Draco Kraken, and Rick, aka Unit Rico. Thank you so much, as always, for supporting us for those fucking... It's been years, man, at this point, for most of you, actually, on this. Really appreciate it. It's crazy every time to think about it. Hope you continue to enjoy. We appreciate you immensely every day. Thank you goes out to Crimson Rose as well at tier 2. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And a thank you goes out to our tier 1 contributor. Yeah, if you want to be a part of that kind of stuff, links are in the description. Again, you can search us on the on Patreon and Ko-Fi if you wish to. Just search Table Talk Crew. Continuing on, we have a shop. We have dice and everything on it, but we also have a few other things. In fact, we have keychains if you wish to have little acrylic figures of us. I have these on my bag. I go into work with them on all the time. Our dice here to use to roll to your heart's content. The coasters. Love coasters myself, so get some coasters maybe. The mug. A Jerry the Raccoon poster if you want to get one. The Table Talk Crew mousepad down here and the Table Talk Crew notebook down here. But of course, I will say one of my favorite things here is the Sunrise in Sin City mat with some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful artwork from an artist on Fiverr. I forgot to put them in the description of this, but I will now that I've noticed this. I have a version of this. I have a sample of this, and it's fucking sick. So I would absolutely recommend this as a mouse mat for your desk if you want, and just a little way to support us if you wish to. It's also just cool to have a piece of the campaign, right? Like this campaign that I have been running is kind of physically a thing as well. It's fucking cool, man. So hope you all maybe consider it. If you do, obviously go for it. If you don't, absolutely fine. But yeah, there's the other stuff too. I would recommend the dice personally. Like if there's anything here to get the dice. Anyway, that's Table Talk Crew the-tabletalk-crew-shop.fourthwall.com. It is also in the description / show notes if you wish to go there. Continuing on. We do have a PayPal link. This is kind of something that I feel like I should just take away because we don't really use the PayPal much anymore. But it is a thing that's there. If you wish to donate to the PayPal, it's up to you. We are affiliated with Humble Bundle. You can see, in fact, in the bottom left down here, we're a Humble partner. If you use our link in the description and you go, I would not recommend Sonic Frontiers. I will happily admit, but there's some other cool stuff here that you can choose from. Ooh, Metal Slug Tactics. Ooh. But there's a bunch of bundles and such that you can get on Humble Bundle. In fact, so I love this. So you want to try out Call of Cthulhu by Chaosium. That's a bundle that's happening right now. I like this. Pulp Cthulhu, fucking Deadlight, ooh. Called the Cthulhu Dark Ages, yo, 3rd edition, love that. Berlin, the Wicked City. Oh, this is. Do I own all these? I don't think I own all these. I might actually buy. I do own Doors to Darkness. That's a good book. Yeah. Oh, how much is this? For $25 for all 26. That's a little under. I'm sorry. Yeah, a little under $1 thing. No, over. I can't do math right now. My brain hurts. It's under. It would be under. Idiot. That's right. I'm dumb. Anyway, so you want to try Call of Cthulhu. That's a bundle that I would highly recommend if you have any interest. Also, if you just use that link and go and get like the choice bundle here, the monthly choice bundle, I'm subscribed to that myself. And I very much enjoy getting a bunch of stuff every month. There's also the stuff in the store and such from Humble Bundle. I recommend Humble Bundle all the time, regardless of us being a partner or whatever. It is how I own too many games. It is how I own too many things. And if you want to be have way too many games like me, I'm up to 1,800 and something, I want to say. So way too many games to play in your lifespan. I would go to Humble Bundle for sure. I don't know, man. Games are good. So are all of the TTRPGs and other things that are here. Hell, they sometimes have like editing software on there. Fucking, this is like music shit. Like, that's cool, man. I don't know. Anyway, Humble Bundle. I give them a lot of praise. Last but not least, of course, we also are partnered with or affiliates with drive-through sites. So drive-through RPG, fiction, comics, cards. The only link that's in the description is the drive-through RPG link. While if you go onto our website, all of these other links are here. You can click them to get there. But yeah, the drive-through RPG link, if you utilize that link and buy something within 15 days of utilizing the link, you will give us a little bit of a kickback. And in fact, I was talking about Index. There's Index Card RPG, Game Mastery book, $15. Wow. Yeah, what is going on? Serendipity, indeed. This is full of a lot of different stuff. And look at this Index. The player book, $3. Fucking okay. What is happening? Anyway, all of this stuff is here for us, for you to browse and buy if you wish. There's a lot of actual already established publisher stuff out of here, as well as some stuff that is made by the community. So if you're looking for some community content, Through the Looking Glass Bloodlines. Look at this. It's a Vampire the Masquerade thing. Yeah, I would recommend going here. This is the site that I use to buy things through for PDFs for people when they win from Garabingo. So yeah, it's just a good site to get a bunch of stuff from. But yeah, if you want to be a part of that and use our link, go for it. That's pretty much it. So I want to thank you all once again for joining us for this episode. If you are still around and you haven't yet, consider, just consider it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not your dad, okay? But consider subscribing, consider liking the videos, consider leaving comments to talk to us about what you think about what we say. Do you agree, disagree, all that kind of stuff? Like, that's the things that YouTubers say, right? That's the whole thing. So, like, do it if you want to. It's up to you. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna drink the rest of this ginger beer. I'm gonna enjoy my Sunday that's coming up. I might just do some editing and stuff. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, good night indeed, and good evening and good morning for those of you who are watching this at like 2 a.m. I don't know, dude. Whatever. I don't judge you. I couldn't sleep for the longest time. For a long time. Anyway, we'll see you next week for another show, another episode, another whatever you want to call it. Appreciate you. Goodbye. Bye-bye.